Go ahead and come to a nice, comfortable seat. You are welcome today to, if you want to start out a little mellower, maybe just lay back in your chair a little bit, kind of more of a shavasana. So a little sloppy with your posture, that's okay. If your preference is to sit nice and tall, you're also welcome to do that right away. So if you're taking option B, just as always, peek down, make sure that your knees are landing over your ankles approximately. So legs are about hip distance apart. And before we do any wiggling or fidgeting, let's just come into a place of stillness right away. So you can have your hands resting on your thighs, allow your eyelids to close, and take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Couple more times like that. Smooth, deep, full inhale. Sigh the breath out. And then just at your pace, maybe this is the first time today that you've really concentrated on your breath, really focused on filling up with air. So notice how it feels when you expand on the inhale, and then observe how everything contracts inward as you exhale. Just a couple more times. And then let's start to inhale through our nose and exhale through our nose. You are welcome to drop into your Ujjayi breath right away if that feels good for you today. So with our Ujjayi breath, we're constricting the sides of the throat a little bit. It's that sound that you get when you're fogging a mirror with your breath. And maybe you're not ready for that yet, so maybe you just want to ease into that. So instead, you're just finding a nice, steady, easy inhale and exhale. You're bringing your attention to that sound of your breath. So this breath is really nice for that. It helps to quiet the mind, to focus the mind. That being said, of course, some days it takes a little longer than others. It depends on what's going on in the week, the day so far, how you slept. So see if you can listen to the breath. See if it can even kind of soothe the brain, that sound of the breath. And you're going to notice that your attention wanders from time to time. You're going to get distracted by sounds happening in the room you're in, maybe outside of the room you're in. When you become aware of that, come back to your breath. And perhaps equally, if not more loud, are the thoughts that come into our mind. It's hard to turn it off. I don't even know, if we can entirely. But we try to find these moments of stillness, of peace. And we try to string more of those together. And our yoga practice helps us to do that. So when you find that you've attached to a thought or you've gone in a direction, again, just gently smile. Remind yourself to come back to your breath. Give yourself permission not to worry about anything right now. Easier said than done. And we're just going to be here for a couple moments, just soaking up this stillness, this quiet. And today, let's just go ahead and set an intention for our practice. So maybe think about a quality that you're wanting to draw in to your life right now, either for this afternoon, the rest of the week, weekend, month ahead. Might just be something really simple like peacefulness or a sense of joy. Maybe it's a sense of focus. So you'll know a little thought's going to pop into your mind and you're going to just be with that idea for a moment. Maybe it makes you sit a little differently. Maybe it makes you feel a little lighter, a little more lifted. Good. And then let's go ahead and gently blink our eyes open. So if you are in more of a relaxed kind of a Shavasana posture, go ahead and scoot forward in your chair. So start to find those sit bones, and the rest of us can do a little posture reset too. So you can peek down at your feet again, make sure that you still have that nice knee over ankle alignment. Really feel those sit bones rooting down into your chair. So from that anchoring, from that grounded feeling, you start to lengthen through the sides of your waist. You sit a little bit taller. Let's roll the shoulders back a few times, which always feels really amazing, if not really crunchy. And roll forward. Just observing how that motion, that action is definitely really different. Let's go back again one more time. And then just allowing those shoulder blades to release down your back. You can take your hands on top of your thighs again. And let's just start to make some little circles in that pelvic girdle. So moving in one direction. And really make these your own. You know, depending on the day, sometimes it feels nice to make bigger circles or smaller circles. You can even, get the head, neck, shoulders involved if that feels good. And as you're rocking around, you're going to notice this play that's happening on your sit bones. So one gets lighter as you move in one direction and then the other. So there's this transfer of weight happening. Get curious about that. And you can start to switch directions here. Really nice. Let's come back to a nice tall seat. And let's just take this right into our cat-cow. So inhaling, rocking forward. And really let's pay attention to our lower body here, this pelvic tilt that we're getting. And then we round in. This is kind of what Amy and I were talking about before class started. So this can be really, really good. Helps to create some stability in those lower back muscles. It also helps to strengthen the core. So take a few more breaths like that, really paying attention to lower body. And then maybe you start to pay attention to the other places. So as you come into this cow stretch, you've got that deep bend in your lumbar, lower back. Shoulder heads come forward and they press back gently. And then as you exhale and round in, you come to the backs of your sit bones. You're rounding in the spine, especially the thoracic, the upper spine. As chin drops to chest. So all of these little nuances in the poses. They're simple. There's many components happening. It's kind of fun that we can always think about them a little differently, isolate certain parts. And then the other piece here that's really nice is the breath, the connection of the breath as we start to move and flow a little bit. So enjoy how that feels. For a lot of us, this is when it gets a little easier to quiet the mind, as opposed to just sitting still. Okay, let's do a few more rounds here like this, just enjoying this. Just keeping it really basic today. And then come back to a nice tall seat on your next inhale. And let's get into the neck and shoulders a little bit. So as you exhale, go ahead and drop that chin towards your chest. Imagine somebody's gently pressing down on your shoulders. So we're trying to get lots of length in the back of the neck. And this first one of the day never feels easy. So don't force anything. We're going to be here for several breaths. We're going to use the breath to help us find a little more release. Let's inhale, lift the chin. Keep those shoulders heavy, so shoulder blades are gently squeezing in, releasing down your spine towards your tailbone. Exhale. Drop that right ear towards the right shoulder. And right away, I noticed my right shoulder wanted to help out. See if that's happening with you too. And maybe if this is really intense, that means you need to back out a little bit. This side stretch happening on that left side of the neck. So we always have lots of time to melt into the poses. It's not like we have to get to the peak place in our body right at the beginning, the first breath or two. We allow space, time, so that you can breathe and open up. Okay, let's inhale, back up to center. And then exhale, just go ahead and lean that left ear towards your left shoulder. How is this side different? Where is the sensation through these right scalene muscles? Are you feeling it in the shoulder, the back of the shoulder arm? So a lot of things might be going on. It's always a little different every time we come to our yoga practice. So that also helps to keep it really interesting, helps to keep us engaged. Okay, let's inhale up to center. And then exhale, chin towards chest again. Several breaths here. So we come into this pose for a second time. Is it feeling different yet? Check in with that breath. Notice if you've lost that thread. If you have, you come back to it. And then let's take an inhale here, chin towards chest. And then as you exhale, keep your chin tucked, but bring that right ear towards your right shoulder. Inhale, that little quarter turn back to center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. And let's just move like that for a few times. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. And again, notice if your shoulders are wanting to help out. Try to keep them releasing down. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Feel that stretch to the right side. Inhale, center. No rush. If you're moving a little slower than my pace today, that's absolutely fine. Moving a little faster, that's also okay. Let's do just a few more to each side. No rush. Good. And then the next time your ear is off to the right, the chin is gently tucked, just hang out there. Nice, slow, steady breaths. Bring your attention back to your breath, really focus there. And try to, again, just imagine hands pressing gently on your shoulders, gravity helping you to release down. If you're getting a lot of sensation, you stay exactly where you are. If you'd like to release those left fingertips off your thigh, that might intensify things, or shift where you're feeling the stretch. You can always try out a variation and then decide, it's actually too much, and you just go back to the place we were before. Good, so let's just place that left hand back on the thigh. If you took that variation, deep inhale, exhale, center, take an inhale here. And then exhale, left ear to left shoulder. And we come into the hold on this left side. How is the sensation different on this side in your body? Breath smooth and steady. Send that breath to the places that are feeling really tight. These scaling muscles on the sides of our neck work so hard. They're pretty small relative to the work they're doing. Again, stay here. If you're getting a good stretch, this is where you need to be. You want to release your right fingertips towards the floor. That might just mix things up a little bit, kind of shift where you're feeling things. Good. You can go ahead and replace your right hand back on your thigh. And then exhale. Drop chin towards chest. Take a nice deep inhale. Full complete exhale. Feel shoulder blades releasing towards your sit bones. And then inhale, lift your head. Give the shoulders a little wiggle out again. And they might feel a little different now that we've kind of released some of the tension in the neck and shoulders. They might not. Roll forward. Good, roll back again. All right, so let's come into a hip stretch. And we're going to also get into the fingers and toes a little bit. So, as always, couple of options here. You can come into your seated pigeon if this is a pose that's available in your body. So you would cross your right ankle above your left knee. You might start with your right hand gently pressing down. You might not need to do that. For a lot of us, hips really tight, so we're getting into this outer right hip area. And the other option here is to come into this version of Virabhadrasana 2, and then you can take your right hand and gently press back. So it's getting into a little different. You're going to feel it more on the inseam of the leg in addition to the outer hip, but they're both good places to be. You kind of see what feels right today. Just take a few breaths here in this initial pose, and then come back to this stretch. In both poses, feel your sit bones rooting down. Feel that length through the sides of the waist. And then let's all just reach our right hand forward. And we're going to take our left hand, and nice and easy, like about 5 or 6 seconds, 2 or 3 breaths each finger. Gently pull back. You can feel kind of intense. It's a hurts so good kind of a thing. And even here, shoulders might be creeping up around your ears. See if you can soften them down. And then you might even take your whole palm and a palm to palm and just release back. See how that feels. Good. And then make a little fist. With that right hand, make some circles. One direction, then the other. All right, so if you're in this version, you're just gonna stay here like this. You're gonna do that arm or the finger stretch again. If you are in this seated pigeon pose, bring your left hand to that right foot and just kind of manually manipulate the foot, I guess you could say, making some circles, one direction and then the other. And then if you would like to, again, you can kind of use that left hand, find some flexion, and then pull on the top of the foot. Just getting that extension. Just noticing how this feels. Good work. All right, so you can continue like this. One final thing you can play with, it's actually kind of hard to do sometimes, but you can use your fingers as like little toe spreaders, try to get them in between, and that can actually be quite intense for both the fingers and the toes. So if you can get there, if you can just get 1 or 2, want to play with that, just take a few breaths like this. You can even squeeze the fingers in a little bit. That might feel good. Check in with your breath again. Good. Go ahead and release. And then with that left hand, let's just do some little like finger pops. Kind of releasing that. Nice work, everyone. Okay, so let's move towards, we're going to do a little more cat-cow pelvic tilting to find that. We're going to come into our eagle pose legs. So here in this reclining pigeon, you might need to scoot that left leg over to the right a little bit, but we're going to cross right thigh over left. If you're here, you can just join us. So we've gone from an external hip opening position to a neutral. So both hip bones are facing forward, kind of does some different things in the body. And then let's release our arms by our sides. Inhale, take the arms out and up. Exhale, palms come to heart center. Just a few times like that. Inhaling, take up space. Feel really graceful, fluid. Let's do one more. So inhaling, reaching up. And then this time, exhale, take the arms out wide. So palms face forward, thumbs are pointing up towards the ceiling. Deep inhale here. And you're going to give yourself a hug. You're going to take your right arm underneath your left. All right, so elbow stack, you're holding onto your shoulders. As you inhale, it's going to be a tiny movement, but you're rocking forward, getting that pelvic tilt. Exhale, round in, elbows release towards belly button, chin towards chest. Inhale, a little lift. Sternum might even reach up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, you round in. About 3-4 more rounds here, moving with your breath. I'm just getting into this extension and flexion of the spine again. So let's inhale, just come back to a nice, tall, neutral spine. Your elbows are stacking on top of each other. Take an exhale. And then inhale, take the arms out wide. Exhale, twist to the right. Reach out through your fingertips. It's like you have giant wingspan here. And then exhale, go ahead and release hands down. And just come into this twist with our eagle pose legs. You're using a little leverage, pressing that left hand, the outside of that right thigh, knee, to draw the shoulder heads back. See what's in front of you. And you just find a place in your neck that feels good. You might move towards looking out over your right shoulder. You might not get all the way there. And again, reconnect with your breath, the sound of your breath. Notice if your attention has wandered. For most of us, it does. About 1,000 times at least every time we practice. Good deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind, come back to center. We're going to do that sequence to our second side. So you can go ahead and uncross that right thigh. As always, too, side to side, different things might be going on in your body. So you could be doing a different variation on this side. That's absolutely fine. So again, our options here. This hip opening via a warrior 2 position with our legs. And you can, kind of play with how wide you open up that leg. Just go to that place where you're getting a stretch. If you are in this configuration, you do want to make sure that knee is landing over ankle, just for good alignment's sake. And then our other option is our seated pigeon pose. So taking that left ankle above the right knee. If it's available, you can flex that foot. That helps to engage the muscles around the knee. And then we just take a few moments here initially before we add anything on. And you get curious about how this side feels in your body. Is it about the same? Is it a little tighter? Is it a little easier? Notice. One of the great things that our yoga practice helps us to hone is the ability to notice things, to perceive things. Notice how your breath feels as you are in this posture. Good. So we're going to keep the legs where they're at. We're going to reach that left hand forward. And then again, about, 4-ish breaths each finger, just gently pull back. So just giving the hands a little love here today. I'm doing this for selfish reasons. I can tell that I've been carrying a Southwest Airlines tray full of drinks for the past 2 days. All right, and then again, maybe you kind of pull all fingers back, assuming that that feels okay. If it's too intense, you skip it. Good, so just make a fist with that left hand. And circle it out and go both directions. Nice work, everyone. Good, and then you can release that left hand down again. And then again, you can use your hand on the foot to make some circles. If you've got your warrior 2 legs, feel free to stretch out those left fingers a second time so they kind of get double love. If you haven't already gone in the other direction with those circles, feel free to do so. Good, and then using the hand to pull the foot forward and back, so finding that flexion and that extension. So you could think of that as forward folding and back bending in that ankle. Really nice. So continue with this or any of the other movements to feel good. If you would like to use your fingers as a little toe spreader, it can be quite intense actually. Maybe squeezing in a little bit. Checking in with your breath, finding that smooth inhale through your nose, that smooth exhale through your nose. Good, and then we're gonna go ahead and release, and then we'll do those little finger pops on this side. Beautiful. And then we make our way into our eagle legs on this left side. So again, if you are in your warrior 2, just work your way in, maybe scoot that right foot off to the left a little bit, and then we entirely cross the left thigh over the right. You find your sit bones, you root down there. You can just even bring your hands to your hips. Just notice how both hip bones are facing forward in this pose. We want to hold on to that. Good. Release your arms by your sides. Inhale, take the arms out and up. Really take up space. Let that feel so good. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. Inhaling, reaching. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Couple more. Nice work, everyone. Let's inhale, reach up. Hold there, take a couple of breaths. Maybe this time gaze up. You might even be able to press your palms together. And then as you exhale, take your arms out wide. Give yourself a hug. This time the left arm comes underneath. So just stacking elbows as much as possible, holding onto the outer edges of your shoulders. And then inhale, rock forward. It's going to feel a little tinier than our classic cat-cow seated. Exhale, round in. A little harder to isolate that movement with the legs in this configuration. Inhaling, arching. Exhale, round. Couple more. Good. On your next inhale, come up to a nice tall seat. Take an exhale. Inhale, take the arms out wide. So you're finding those wings. And then as we exhale and twist, it's just the upper body that is making that movement. Stretch out through your fingertips. And then as you exhale, release hands down. So you're just finding out a little leverage to help you wrap those right ribs towards the left a little more. See what's in front of you. Maybe move towards bringing your gaze out over that left shoulder. Perhaps it doesn't get all the way there. Couple more good breaths. Good deep inhale. Exhale, unwind, come to center. And then we're going to find our Tadasana again. So uncross that left thigh. And let's move into a few rounds of our sun salutes. So if you have blocks at home, you can go ahead and set those up by the sides of your feet. If you don't worry about it. Not necessary. Refresh your Tadasana. So feel those sit bones root down. Maybe just peek, make sure that your knees are over your ankles. Sitting nice and tall. We want to hold on to all of this length, even as we're moving through all of these poses. So on your inhale, reach out and up. You could also reach forward and up if that feels better in your shoulders. Couple options here. As you exhale, you can reverse swan dive in. Maybe you bring your hands down to your thighs to help you roll down. Find that chin to chest feeling again, back the neck lengthening. Inhale, here's where blocks come in handy. You can press into them to help you find that extension. It's like a little cobra pose. You might also have your hands on your shins or your thighs. Exhale, release back in. And then inhale, press into your feet. Stretch arms out and up, or again, feel free to roll up using your hands to help you. Nice work. As you exhale, you can take your arms out wide or palms come together down heart center. Beautiful. And we just take a couple of breaths here. We're going to move into a few more of those. So releasing hands down, inhaling, take up space. And exhaling, releasing into your Uttanasana. So a deep forward fold. Inhale, extend into your Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. This is a back bend portion. As we exhale, we fold back into the forward fold portion. Good, inhale, rising all the way up. So there is a slight back bend here. And exhale, hands come to heart center. I'm going to do 3 more. I'm not going to cue you on these. You're just going to move with your breath. You can follow along with me if that feels better. You're also welcome to close your eyes here, assuming that you feel really safe and steady doing so. Sometimes I can challenge the balance a little bit. moving with your breath. Your breath is your soundtrack. Maybe reconnect with that intention that you set at the beginning of class. So just infuse your breath, your body with that idea. Does it change how you move? Soak up that sound of your breath. Find so much space and grace inside your body. Good, and when you're done with that third round, there's no rush getting there. Just pause in your mountain pose with your palms together at your heart. And check in and notice how you feel here. Notice what's different. Observe the physical sensations happening in your body. There might be some heat. You might feel a little more spacious. Observe your head space. How's it feeling? Good. And then go ahead and blink your eyes open here. Release your hands down. Let's move into a little of our alternate nostril breathing today. So we've stretched out the fingers. I've done all those things. So just come to a nice, comfortable seat. All right. And let's go ahead and just start with our right hand. So as you know, we're looking to block the nostrils with one finger. So you could just use your pointer and thumb. You want to do the classic mudra. You're bending your second and third finger into your palm, and then the pinky and ring fingers, like they become one. So again, like I said, it doesn't matter what fingers you use to get there. Many paths lead to the same thing. Find that bony part of your nose, and then just come on down till you start to feel that soft cartilage. So when we're pressing here, when we're closing one nostril, we're not, using excessive force, just nice, easy, light touch. The other thing that tends to happen here is this elbow and shoulder start to lift up. So just be aware of that as we're here. You can just have your left palm down on your left thigh. And allow your eyelids to close here. Let's take a deep inhale through both nostrils. Full complete exhale through both nostrils. Block your left, inhale through the right. Good. Let's exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Good. Go ahead and block that right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale left. Good. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Good. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Good. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Good, block right, exhale left. And let's release that right hand down. So just breathing nice and easy here. Noticing how you feel. And then just for fun, because we can, let's buck the system a little bit here and use our left hand to do this. So same thing, you use pointer, thumb, whatever works. If you want to bend your pointer and middle finger towards your palm, kind of make one finger with your ring and pinky finger, that's fine. Find that bony part. Release down to the cartilage. So nice, easy, light touch. Shoulders remain heavy. Just imagine that somebody is pressing down. Right hand resting on your thigh. Deep inhale through both nostrils. Full complete exhale through both nostrils. Okay, so let's block the left. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Good, block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Good, block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Block left, exhale right. Inhale right. Good, block right, exhale left. Inhale left. Good, block left, exhale right. Release that left hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. So just like that, a couple rounds of breath. All right, and then without using your hand, this is more of a like thought thing. Can you inhale through your right nostril? Exhale through the left. Inhale both. Exhale both. Inhale through the left nostril. Good, exhale through the right. Key is to try to do this without making funny faces. Inhale through both. Exhale through both. One more time, inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale both. And exhale both. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Good, inhale both. And exhale both. And then just find nice, steady, even breath. So you're not forcing anything, you're not doing anything. You're allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm. As we move into final resting pose, so you might just stay exactly where you're at. That's fine. You might take a little forward fold. That's especially nice if you have a prop in front of you, so a table or a chair. You're always welcome to come into a full Shavasana on the floor if that's something that's easily accessible to you. So more than anything, this is a state of mind. This is where we're disengaging, we're softening, we're relaxing. So we've worked really hard for this past hour together. We're giving the body and the brain an opportunity to just assimilate all of this work that we've done, kind of start to put it together. And we're also using these final moments to give ourselves permission to not worry about anything just yet. So we're still in this space of kind of enjoying the stillness, soaking it up before we transition into the rest of the day and week ahead. And just finding this peaceful, restful Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma joyti gamaya. Mritya ma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. And take a deeper inhale. You sigh the breath out. And start to bring a little movement back to your body. So wiggle, stretch, whatever feels good here. And then you're just going to eventually make your way to palms come to heart center. You do a final check and you notice how you feel differently than when we started. What's shifted for you? You reconnect with that intention, that thought, that idea you said at the beginning of class. Notice how that makes you feel. You send your body love and gratitude. We send each other love and gratitude. It's a gift to be able to work like this, to move like this. It's not always easy, but it does make a difference. Finally, just promise yourself you're going to carry this good feeling with you into the rest of the day and week ahead. Bow your head with a smile. Terrific work today, everybody. Thank you.